My name is Jeremy. I'm from Fourcast. I'm the responsible for the teams implementing workplace solutions at Fourcast. So what this means concretely is that we help companies we help them move into a future workplace. Basically, we help them towards a new way of working, and the solutions that we implement and which we strongly believe in is G Suite as the core. And around G Suite, we have a couple of third-party add-on services like Lumapps, which is an intranet product, and we have Eodox, which is a workflow product. And then together with this offering, we also very regularly deploy Chrome Enterprise for multiple reasons. Yeah, we implement Chrome Enterprise on a very regular basis. So we help. So the Chrome Enterprise product is a pretty intense product at the start. It has a lot of advantages, but moving towards a Chrome Enterprise environment fully for your company takes quite some work. But of course, the advantages are there, are pretty significant once you have gone through the to-be state. And so we help companies go from their current situation towards a complete Chrome Enterprise. Basically where the people are using Chrome Enterprise fully in the workplace. So there's multiple layers toward when you talk about advantages of Chrome Enterprise. If you take a look at the end user, so the end user, of course, you have a Chromebook, like I have a Chromebook right here. The advantage for a user to use a Chromebook is that it's extremely fast to boot. It's extremely fast in the day-to-day. And then the other advantage is that it only becomes faster, which I mean that like it does not like regular computers, they slow down if you use them a lot, and once there is more hardware, more applications installed, the computer becomes slower and slower, whereas the Chrome Enterprise and Chrome OS becomes faster and faster as Google updates the system. So that's a pretty significant advantage. Then also it's very easy to share the device with others. So I think these are the main advantages. It's a very simple device to use. So I think it's very for the end users. These are the advantages for me. Then for the company deploying Chrome Enterprise, there's a couple of main benefits. First of all, once your application landscape is ready to move to Chrome Enterprise, you are really in a state with your workplace that users can use any device. So that's one thing which is pretty significant in terms of flexibility. Mm-hmm. Then the other piece is that the Chromebooks and Chrome Enterprise in itself are an operating system that do not require other add-on services, which so I mean that there is no antivirus software that needs to be installed with it. There's no other distribution software that needs to be installed, because that's what Chrome Enterprise is all about. You can really manage your entire fleet of devices through the Google and the G Suite admin console. So you can determine all the security policies of the devices. You can determine which applications need to be pushed. You can determine which sites, etc., are blocked, which features of the hardware needs to be enabled or blocked. So basically have total control over your entire fleet of devices from within the cloud. And so if you want to make a change, you just go into the Google admin console, you make the change on the software or the hardware, and it's basically being deployed to all machines in a matter of seconds. Wow. which has a lot of productivity advantages for the IT department, and there the total cost of ownership of such a device, taking into account the security which is embedded, the distribution, then also taking advantage of all of the productivity gains that you will have as an IT team. The total cost of ownership of a Chromebook is significantly less than a regular Windows device or Mac device, for example. Yeah, so it doesn't really matter where the user works from. So the Chrome book is secured in multiple ways. So first of all, there is you use the Chrome browser, and so the Chrome browser basically is already a very protected environment, because every tab that you open in a Chrome browser is treated as a separate container. That's also why Chrome eats a lot of memory of the computers, because every tab of the browser is a separate container. And so there already a virus or a malware, for example, it's very hard for a malware to go outside of the container. Also, whenever you try to download a malware from within the Chrome browser, it will not go through. So Chrome will just block it, so the device cannot be affected. So that's one thing. So from within the browser, the device it's going to be very hard to infect the device, because Chrome just blocks all of the potential harmful extensions. So that's one thing. And then from a hardware on a device perspective, so if really people try to, with a USB key or with another type of hardware, try to install a malware on the device itself, then the Chrome OS will immediately recognize the malware and will immediately reboot itself into a new state. So the device will completely rebooted, so the device can also not be harmed. On the other side, all of the applications that you are using in the Chrome browser, so on a Chromebook, are either Chrome applications that run on the web, or applications that run on Android. And these applications itself are containerized in the Chrome browser itself. So because everything is in the cloud, you can also not affect the applications that are there in the cloud. So basically, it's a fully protected environment, and so far there has not been a Chromebook that has been hacked. So that's pretty much the proof in the pudding, right? So. The path towards going to Chrome Enterprise and going to Chromebooks is not is pretty intense. There's your entire legacy application landscape. So we're helping multiple large corporates with moving towards Chromebooks. First of all, you need to make sure that your entire application landscape is either accessible through the browser or can be virtualized. So that's one thing. The other thing is also that everything which is file collaboration related, so file servers and all of that kind of stuff, also ideally is already in the cloud. Mm-hmm. So either on Google Drive or on Office 365 environment, doesn't really matter which one, which collaboration environment you're on to use Chrome Enterprise, because we have either Office 365 and Google customers that are using Chromebooks. So I think it's the path towards this. For me, if your entire workforce is using Chromebooks, and so also Chrome Enterprise, you have gone pretty far in modernizing your workplace, because it means that your entire application landscape is or in the cloud or virtualized, and all of your collaboration suite is also in the cloud and or virtualized. So the path towards it can be pretty intense, which is fine, because I think once you're in that state, you're a company that is ahead of most of the companies out there, because you're really completely flexible in terms of where you work, how you work, which devices to use. We have an assessment tool which is called Chromebook Readiness Assessment. It's a tool that is being that you can install on all of the devices all of your current devices. And what it basically does is that it monitors which applications are used from the end user side, and so after 2-3 months, you will have identified all of the applications that are being used within your company, by whom it is being used, and you will also see which applications are Chromebook ready and which applications are not. And so then you really have an inventory of which applications you need to go either or switch and move towards a cloud native application, or whether you need to virtualize this application. And so then basically it's tackling the dependencies one by one, until you're really fully ready to go to Chromebooks. Our users are completely working in the cloud, so we have been, we're only five years and a half, almost 6 years old as a company. We're an IT implement, so we're a Google Cloud partner, so we're completely in the cloud since the start. So we don't really have any infrastructure or data on premise. So we have a secure connection, but all of our work is happening in the cloud. And of course, our network, so all the work that we are doing is in the cloud. So our network is not really harmed in any way because there's nothing on premise, so we don't have anything to be hacked.